Good evening, good evening. Good evening, and welcome to Talk Tuesday. Welcome to Talk Tuesday. Tuesday, February 26th. Thank you for joining us tonight. And we're going to get started in just a moment. It's right at 7 o'clock, so I'll get started in about 1 minute. I hope everyone had a great Tuesday. I thank you for joining in and tuning in with us for Talk Tuesday. Our topic tonight is going to be goal setting and getting unstuck. So what do we know about goal setting? What do we know about goal setting? We're going to talk about it tonight, and we're going to make some headway when it comes to goal setting, and we're going to get unstuck. So we're coming live to you tonight on Facebook. We're on Facebook. We're also on Instagram. Welcome and thank you for joining in with us tonight. So, goal setting and getting unstuck. One thing that I want to talk about and to stress clearly about our goals is if we don't make any, if we don't set any goals, then we don't have anything to work toward. We don't have anything to accomplish. So I want everyone, if you have a pen and paper that you can take some notes, or if you want to get your brain going, get some brainstorming going tonight, you'll be able to go back and watch these videos on Facebook, on Instagram, also on YouTube. But I want to get something across to you tonight about goal setting. There's so many of us that do not set goals and do not take goal setting for we actually take goal setting for granted, and we don't do it. So we don't set goals, and therefore, guess what we don't do? We don't accomplish goals. We don't have anything that we're actually focusing on or anything to work towards. So tonight, we're going to make some goals, learn how to set some goals, and we're going to also get unstuck. So what is the important thing that I want to stress tonight about goal setting? What goal setting does for us, goal setting allows us to take control of our wants, our desires, the dreams that we have, and actually our life. We go from day to day, living day to day sometimes, and we just do it, from day to day, and we don't have anything that we're looking forward to, anything that we're focusing on, anything that we're going towards. We're just living. So goal setting is going to allow us to take control of our lives, take control of the things that we want, some of the things that we don't even know that we want yet. And we're going to learn tonight on how to go about getting those set up. Goals can be personal. Goals can be business. Goals can be family oriented. It just depends on where your mind is and what are the things that you want to accomplish. So it does not have to all be business. I know a lot of things on my page are business, but a lot of things are also personal. So the goals that you set up, the goals that you want to accomplish, start thinking about those things that you want to accomplish in your life. Big, small, ginormous, as I say, because if you have some big, audacious goals, if you chip away at them little by little, then it's very, very, very possible for you to get those goals in line. If you have any questions tonight, you can please put those questions in the comments, and you can also send me an inbox or an email if you have any questions on anything that's mentioned tonight, or if you think of something later, just shoot me a message and we'll try to get those questions answered for you. And I did want to remind you that Talk Tuesdays take place on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. We'll have live Talk Tuesdays every other Tuesday, and we'll also have other Talk Tuesdays on the off Tuesday that will be recorded, because not all of our interviews will be live. All of the interviews will go to podcast, so you'll be able to go back and listen to them at a later date, but they will all be available for you. Remember that you can reach us at talktuesday at TjuanaLorraine.com. Again, that's talktuesday at TjuanaLorraine.com. And send me your questions, send me your thoughts, send me your suggestions. This is not going to be just another live where we're not talking about things, that we're not getting those things that other people don't talk about. I'm straightforward. I'm real. I'm very transparent. And I can tell you that I'm probably going to talk about a lot of things that nobody's talking about, because I believe that you have to address things that are in real life. So what we're going to do tonight, we're going to start talking about some areas of planning that you can start with. So say you have some things that you want some goals that you want to start with, whether they're your health goals. It can be weight loss, starting to eat clean, making better choices where it comes to your food or your drinking or anything like that. And also some things that you want to eliminate when it comes to your health. We all have to make sure that we are taking into account of our health. There's so many things that are going around these days, and it's just not the older or the elder people that are dying these days. You have short grays as well as long grays. So your health is something that you want to take into consideration. Your health is very important. I know everybody just does not look at their health in that way, but I challenge you to also make some goals, small smidget goals when it comes to your health. It may be something in your finances. Maybe you want to start saving some money. Maybe you want to start paying off some credit cards or some loans, or you want to save up some money to start a business, or you just want to do better where your finances are concerned. It may be some areas that you want to do as far as business. Maybe you want to start up a business. Maybe you want to expand your existing business. All of those things require a step-by-step process, and you're going to have to know what's needed to get where you want to go with doing that. And even with like business, you're going to have your requirements. You're going to have a business plan in most cases, but you have to have some goals to start with. You may have household goals. Now, this is something that I take very serious as far as household goals, because that was something that my mother instilled in us. Like, she wanted everything nice, neat, and in order. So you may have this goal of just decluttering. Like, if I can just get my closet straight, oh my God, anybody's closet like not in order? If I can just get my closet straight, or if I can just get some renovation done. I want to paint, or I want to redecorate. I want to change a room around, or I want to, add some spark of color, or something like that. Some things that you have going on in your household. I want to redo my garage, get my garage organized. Any of those things that you want to do as far as goal setting. Why is goal setting important? Well, goal setting actually gives you something to focus on. So if you have some goals and you have them before you, then you are going to focus on those goals. If you have goals that you have outlined, then you know the process. You know what it's going to take to achieve those goals. Why is goals important? Because it establishes a sense of purpose. If you know that you are focusing on something in particular, you got your mindset and your heart set on something in particular, then you are going to focus on that. Setting goals also gives you motivation. You actually look forward to completing those goals, and you feel good when you actually complete some goals. Not only big goals, small goals, whatever, you actually feel good about completing them. Goal setting is very important also because it develops responsibility and it develops your discipline. So if you are setting forth those goals and you are working toward those goals, then you are going to be responsible for those goals and you're not going to let yourself down, right? So, making goals and having goals are also important because it keeps you from procrastinating and making excuses. Anybody ever procrastinated or make excuses? I can honestly say that I have made excuses and I procrastinated. Listen, I have in my hand right now my book. This was a goal that I set out to do almost 20 years ago. I know I don't look that old, but I am. I set out to write this book, this particular book, over 20 years ago. Can you believe that? And guess what I did? I procrastinated and I made excuses why I could not get it done. Well, guess what? When I got focused, when I put my goals down on paper, when I put my best foot forward and I looked forward to getting those goals accomplished, then I completed it. And now I can say, yay, I got my book in my hand. So setting goals are very, very important. Some tips that I want to give you tonight on setting goals. You want to keep it simple, right? You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to put too much pressure on yourself. You actually want to make those goals attainable. So when you get ready to write your goals out, make sure that they're attainable. Don't put it so far out that, I want to make $5,000 this week. Well, if you're currently only making $300 a week, don't put that much pressure on you. Step it up. $300 this week, maybe $350 next week, maybe even $325, just to give you, a little area to go for. You do not have to make it so astronomical that when you don't meet that goal, that you feel bad about it and that you beat yourself up about it, okay? You want those goals to be measurable, and you want to make sure that you are just focusing on getting from one place to another. You don't have to do it all in one particular time. And I have a system that I do for myself. I actually don't have my notebook here. Let me see if I can get it. But I have a notebook that I keep. And it's just a little simple notebook. And it's called my to-do, my goals, what I want to do, what I want to accomplish. And when I write down my goals, if I'm brainstorming, if I'm thinking of something and I know that it's something that I want to do and something that I have to do, right? When you are a 70s baby, and you reach my age, you can't remember all the things that you have going on around in your head, right? So you want to make sure that you write things down, because I cannot tell you how many times that I have wanted to do something, thought about doing something, and still forgot to do it because I didn't write it down. I forgot about it. I was supposed to call somebody, text somebody, go do something, pay something, go take something somewhere, take someone somewhere, and I didn't write it down, or I wasn't keeping a calendar at that time. I don't care what it is nowadays, I write it down or I put it in my calendar, because as a 70s baby, it's getting real tough on a sister because I can't remember all that stuff anymore. So make sure that you write your goals down. If you write your goals down, then that's going to allow you to keep it before you. Keep it in front of you. I have a bag, and my bag goes wherever I go. And my notebook is in my bag. My recorder is in my bag. Anything that I need to sustain me for that day is in my bag, all right? So I can always pull my notebook out and see where I am and what I'm doing. Now, my secret is I want to make myself proud of me. So guess what I do? I write my goals down in blue or black ink, right? Sometimes I put a date at the top of the paper to let me know when I actually wrote those goals down. But then when I get that goal done, then I take a red ink pen, and I always have a black pen and a red pen with me. I take that red pen and I don't scribble it out. I don't make it messy or anything like that. And I try to make my list legible, nice and neat. But then when I accomplish it, I put one line through that goal. Guess what? That means that I have accomplished that goal. And I can't tell you the feeling that I have when I look at, I started a new notebook. So when I look at this notebook and I have stuff written down, and then I have red lines drawn through all of those goals, all of those to-do items, all of those things that I had on my list to do, your girl pats herself on the back because I accomplished it. I made it small enough and attainable enough that I could get some things done. So I write them down, I review them often, and I affirm them often. What's the use of making a goal list, or what's the use of making out a list if you're not going to review it often and see where you stand in that list? See where you stand so that you can also make yourself accountable. Another tip that I offer is having accountability partners. I know we don't like having a lot of people to be on our backs about anything, but get you one or two people that you don't mind sharing some of your goals with, and ask them, will you be my accountability partner? Will you keep me on my game? I need to stay on my A game, so if I'm not doing what I need to do, make sure that I'm doing what I need to do. Call me, text me, ask me a question. Did you do this today? Did you get this accomplished? Where are you on your list? That allows you not only to make yourself accountable, but you know that your accountability partners are going to be asking you real soon, where you stand, where you stand. There's value in having accountability partners, someone to hold you accountable for your actions. Also, I want you to celebrate yourself, okay? Stop. It's time out for us being so hard on ourselves that we make this gigantic list and then we didn't get it done, so we beat ourselves up about it. That's not how we're going to do this. We're going to celebrate our small wins. I don't care if you decided, okay, today I'm not going to drink soft drinks, or today I'm not going to eat anything sweet, or today I'm going to spend 15 minutes decluttering my drawer, my junk drawer, or I'm going to spend 30 minutes straightening out my closet. Whatever that goal is, you've made it small. You've made it attainable. You've kept yourself accountable to it. And then when you get done with that, pat yourself on the back and celebrate that. You actually got done what you set forth to do. You're focused. You have an outline of the process, and you now know before you what you have to do. You'll be able to look at your list and say, okay, what's next? Sometimes people will look at your list and say, oh my God, that's so hard. Oh, I can't do that. That's going to take me forever. Well, a secret that we've used sometimes is start with the hardest thing first. Start with that thing that you know that is going to take you way more time than you know you want to do, or you're dreading doing it. Do that first. That way, when you start down your list, then whatever else you will be doing, it will be easier for you. You want to also have SMART goals. Now, remember the word SMART, because that's going to allow you to remember what this stands for. When you have SMART goals, you're going to have a specific goal. That means you know exactly what it is that you want to do. You're going to have a measurable goal. So it's going to be a measurable goal, attainable goal. Remember, we're not going to make it this big, huge goal that you know that you can't accomplish right now. So you're going to make it a smaller goal, get that portion of it accomplished, and then you're going to move on to the second part of that. You can go higher and higher, but make it attainable. Don't make it so big that you cannot get it. So specific goals, measurable goals, and attainable goals. Then also you're going to have relevant goals. You're not going to have a whole set of goals that has nothing to do with what your ultimate goal is. If your goal is starting a business, you're not going to have 50 things on that list that has nothing to do with starting that business. You want all of your goals to be relevant to that specific goal. And also, you want to make them timely, okay? Make those goals timely because you're going to hold yourself accountable. What was the reference that we used earlier? Okay, so we went from making $300 this week to $325. That week is a time limit on it. That's the timely portion of that SMART goal. So say you want to lose 10 pounds in March. So when you write that goal down, you know you have 4.5 weeks in March to lose those 10 pounds. Well, if you want to make it even more specific, you split that 10 pounds by 4.5. You know you need to lose roughly 2.2 pounds a week. So what do you need to do that? You need to research, brainstorm, and make those changes and adjust to what you need to do to accomplish that goal. You cannot keep doing the same things that you're doing if you're looking for a change. Okay? So if you have any questions, I'll take any questions in the comments. But also, I want to give you some suggestions on how we're going to go about our goal setting and getting unstuck. The biggest thing that we're having a problem with right now is we're stuck. We're stuck. We know we have things in our mind. We know we have things that we want to do, but we're just stuck. We're either procrastinating, we're making excuses, we don't think we're good enough to do it, we don't have the resources to get it done, we're not researching the things that we need to do to get it done. You're not asking for help from anyone. You're not asking questions for anyone. There's so many references and things out there to assist you with getting done what you need to do. Your first step is making the step. So, some suggestions that I want to give to you tonight. One, I want you to keep a notebook. Keep your notebook like this. And on the cover of your notebook, you can label that. If you want to keep a notebook for every month, or if you just want to have a notebook for the year. I have a notebook for 2019, right? So when I fill this book up, then I will go back and start another book. I'll do 2019 -1, 2019 -2, whatever. But I keep this book so that I know that I can go back and look at the first page and where I've written my goals out, and then I've accomplished them or completed them. I can now go back and cross them out in my red ink. And if I'm in June and I'm feeling a little funky, I can go back to my first page. Go back to my first page and look at the things that I've crossed out. Look how far I've come. And I'll be able to keep those and see what else I need to do. Now, it's not to say that your first page, you're going to complete everything on your first page. That doesn't mean stop writing. You want to, occasionally go back, see what you've skipped over, see what you still have left to accomplish, and get those done, all right? So you also want to allow yourself to be able to see the progress. That's why I said, write them out in your black or blue ink. Also cross them out in your red ink. And you can join a challenge, if it has to do with your health, if it has to do with finances. There's so many challenges going around these days. You can join a challenge that can help you stay on track. Or you can start your own challenge, right? You may have someone around you, or maybe even your accountability partners that you choose. You can actually start a challenge with them. You guys decide what it is that you want to do, and go with that challenge. Decide how long the challenge is going to go, what we're going to do in that challenge, and make sure that you hold each other accountable. Also, don't be too hard on yourself. You want to give yourself just enough leeway to make sure that you're doing what you need to do, but you're not going to be a crutch either. Make sure that you're keeping yourself in a constant flow of getting things done, okay? Because our ultimate goal here is we're getting unstuck. 2019, we're getting unstuck. If you have some things on your heart, some things in your mind that you want to do, this is a year to get it done. We are getting unstuck, okay? Also, I want to challenge you to brainstorm. And if you want to consider this your homework from Talk Tuesday, brainstorm. Take a piece of paper, take a notebook, whatever. Just sit down. Think about the things that you have going on in your life. Some of the things that you've accomplished, some of the things that you haven't accomplished, some of the things that you want to do, some of the things you haven't done. You know, just some things that you say, well, I'd like to do that. Or you know that there's something that you've been wanting to do forever. Just brainstorm. When you brainstorm, you just think and write. Think and write. Think and write. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be in any particular order. You just think. Whatever comes to your mind, you write. That's what brainstorming is. Give yourself a time limit. I'm going to brainstorm. I'm just going to sit here and think about things for about 30 minutes. So when you brainstorm, then you can go back and look at that list and pick those things out of that list that you want to do. Those things that you say, okay, this is the time that I need to put my best foot forward and get that done. Then you take those items and transfer them to your notebook. And then you start to work on your goals. So tonight we talked about goal setting and getting unstuck, okay? If you have any topics that you would like to discuss, any topics that you think would be a great topic for us to discuss on Talk Tuesdays, please send me a message at talktuesday@TjuanaLorraine.com. That's talktuesday@TjuanaLorraine.com. It will be on the link that we have here. Send that to me and we will take that in consideration and place it on our calendar and get to working on those topics that you want to talk about. We want to thank our sponsor for tonight. Our sponsor is We Entertain at All For You. That's Mrs. Antika Carter. We thank her for sponsoring our live tonight, our Talk Tuesday tonight. If you are looking for a great space to host any of your events, I challenge you to look her page up. She's on Facebook at We Entertain at All For You. She's also on Instagram at We Entertain at All For You. And her website is also WeEntertainAtAllForYou.com. All of that information will be listed after we close the live tonight. I thank you guys for joining me tonight. I look forward to seeing you back on another Talk Tuesday with Coach T. I appreciate your time and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful night. Remember, get to getting on those goals. All right? Have a good one.